I thought another good hearing for the facts, for the truth, for the president. Ambassador Hale talked about how they're doing a comprehensive review of foreign aid, how aid gets held up. It's a fairly common practice. In fact, this year, I think he said Lebanon, Pakistan, and of course, as we know, Ukraine. So nothing unusual there. So I thought, again, a much quicker hearing, but I thought another good day for another good hearing for the truth and for the president.
What did you think of Laura Cooper's testimony about the Ukrainian knowledge about the hold may have been much earlier? I remember you said earlier.
Well, the first thing is she said it wasn't a hold. She said there was an inquiry about security assistance.
Right.
So look, I mean, you got the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Ukraine, Eurasia, and Russia. Well, actually, no, you had a staffer for the Deputy Assistant Secretary at Department of Defense for Ukraine, Eurasia, and Russia getting an email that talked about asking a question about security assistance, and we have Ambassador Volker and Ambassador Taylor and a bunch of other people who've all testified the Ukrainians didn't know about a hold on the aid until August 29th. So, look, I don't, it's just an email. It's amazing how this like Shazam comes up at the last minute, and it's just some email from some staffer. So, look, I know what people testified to, and I know what she said in there. She talked about a security assistance related email. She didn't talk about any type of hold.
Do you not believe that there was an actual email?
No, I haven't seen it, but I'm not saying that, but she said the email talked about assistance. It didn't talk about a hold on the aid.
Mr. Jordan, also, David Hale also testified about what his concerns were about the smear campaign that was launched by Rudy Giuliani against Marie Yovanovitch. From what you've heard, are you concerned at all about Rudy Giuliani launching a smear campaign against Marie Yovanovitch?
Look, I keep coming back to the facts, guys. We're talking about an impeachment proceeding, an impeachment inquiry into the President of the United States. This all started because of the phone call and the whistleblower who said the phone call was so bad, and then all of a sudden the president releases the call, and we see on the call that there's no conditionality there, there's no linkage there. The two guys on the call have said there was no pressure, no pushing, no linkage, and of course the Ukrainians didn't know about the aid being held up at the time of the call, and most importantly, they did nothing, no announcement of any type of investigations to get the aid released. That's the focus. The focus is the Democrats are trying to impeach the President of the United States 11 and a half months before the next election, based on some anonymous whistleblower with no firsthand knowledge, who's a bias against the President, who worked with Joe Biden, or with Joe Biden. That's the issue here, not what happened to the ambassador. Thank her for her service. We appreciate that, but that's not the issue. That's not the issue. We're focused on the issue.
She didn't prep the call. She wasn't on the call.
Sondland said today it would have been helpful for him to be able to review all these documents that he gave to the State Department. Ms. Cooper said, these emails are with the DOD. She doesn't have them. Would you encourage the White House, these other agencies, to turn over these documents just to clear the air?
We just asked for a subpoena for documents we want, and the chairman just
didn't even have debate. Didn't even have debate on it.
These are documents that have already been subpoenaed that have not been turned over.
Well, we'd like to. When the process gets fair, you can ask us that question. Until we have any remotely fair process, that's up to the White House. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, you guys see what's going on. He said today that these were our witnesses. We don't have any witnesses. We're not allowed to have witnesses. 17 people Adam Schiff has brought in for a deposition. 15 of them he subpoenaed. We got to give a list a week and a half ago, and on the list we put 3 of the 15 people he subpoenaed simply because we wanted some semblance of fairness, some framework to this whole thing. This idea that this is fair, so when it gets fair, maybe then we'll be able to answer that kind of question.
Given that Gordon Sondland appears to implicate the Vice President, Secretary Pompeo, Chief of Staff Mulvaney, all of whom have defied efforts to bring them in to talk, do you think it's time for them to come in and talk to these committees?
Say that again, who?
Do you want to hear from Secretary Perry, from Secretary Pompeo, from Chief of Staff?
That's their call. That's their call. We've said that from the get-go. Again, look, we would like a fair process, but we're not going to get one. Obviously, that's just not going to be the case. But again, even with all of Adam Schiff's witnesses, it's been an amazing couple hearings for the truth and for the president. I mean, it really. Ambassador Volker, I thought he did a tremendous job laying that out yesterday. I thought this morning with Ambassador Sondland, we got the right kind of information that there was never any type of quid pro quo. He presumed there was, but there wasn't, because they never announced any type of investigation, and they got the meeting, they got the call, and they got the money, right? Nothing there. And of course, we have the definitive statement that the president gave to Ambassador Sondland when he asked him, what do you want from Ukraine? I want nothing. I want no quid pro quo. I want this new guy to do what he campaigned on. And our government became convinced he was the real deal, and they got the money. Thank you all very much.
Cooper's email